Hello friends, welcome to this YouTube video program. We are discussing about different units of different courses of MA education program of Indira Gandhi National Open University. We have started our discussion from the first course, that is the first year course of MA education program. The first course title is MES-011. This is the course code and course title is Understanding Education. We have started discussion on the overview of the unit, the content point, the major content point, and the major concept that has been discussed in different units. We have already discussed 10 units of this course MES-011 Understanding Education, and today we are going to discuss the next unit, that is the 11th unit of this course. The unit title is Educational Operations and Political Decision Making. So friends, 3 units are in this block. This is the third block, that is unit 9, 10 and 11, and this block had specially designed to discuss the political perspective of education. As we have already discussed that every discipline is having its own context and perspective. So here education as a discipline, it has also its own perspectives and context. So education discipline is having a socio-political perspective, a philosophical perspective, a psychological perspective, historical perspective, okay, an intellectual perspective also. So friends, we have in this block specially we are discussing the political perspective of education. Here in this unit, you see the unit title is Educational Operations and Political Decision Making. You see how political decision making that affects the educational operations, or the educational operations, how it depends upon the political decision making. You see both the things are related with each other. Education, you can say this is the responsibility of the state in a democratic country. This is the responsibility of the state. This is the responsibility of the state administration, as education is in the concurrent list. Both the central government, at the same time the state governments of different states, they are responsible for the spread of education, for achieving educational objectives, for providing education to the citizen of this country, to the population of the state. So that's why many a time we have discussed about the implementation of Right to Education Act. We have also discussed about the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, though this is not part of this program as this has developed few years back. But still then, being a master students, we are also discussing about the present development. Okay, the present development that has been taken place in this country in the area of education. Maybe school education, maybe teacher education, maybe higher education. Okay. So friends, today we will discuss in 2 different small video programs about the concept of the content that has been presented in this unit. First we will discuss about the political forces and major areas of political decision making in education. Then further in our next program we will discuss about the policy related decision making and educational operations. So friends, now let us proceed to discuss about political forces and major areas of political decision making in education. As you know, in our constitution, you will find that many things related to education may be related to school education, may be related to compulsory education, may be related to women education, may be related to education for the you can say the group of people or the community. Those are the unprivileged community, or you can say the tribal group, so far as the caste is concerned, so far as the economic weaker section population is concerned, so far as religious group is concerned also, you will find that so far as the minority group is concerned, religious minority group is concerned. So in our constitution, they have also given certain right to operate their institutions. Okay, and state also provide certain financial aid to that type of institutions. So friend, this is the obligation of the state to provide the right of education, to provide educational facilities, to establish an institute, at the same time to educate the people, to educate the citizen of this country. So in our first program, in this program we'll discuss the political forces and major areas of political decision making in education. You see, what are the major areas of political decision making? Who takes the decision? So friends, we can say that there are three levels of when we talk about education. Then we can say that one is at the classroom level, other is at the institutional level, and the third is at the state level. At the class level means the requirement is just like the things that conducted in a classroom. That's, you can say, the implementation of the subject. Means the curriculum was transacted in a classroom, okay, teaching through teaching learning process, through pedagogy, through discussion, and by conducting different activities. You see, when we talk about classroom, especially it focuses the learning materials, teaching learning materials, teaching aids, resources, different resources. At the same time, how to engage the children in a different world of work, how to engage children in different educational discourses, educational activities, discussions, debates, okay, peer and group discussion, in brainstorming. So such type of academic activities that happened in a classroom. But when we talk about at an institutional level, just like many things for shaping, you can say, personality of the students, for shaping behavior of the students, for modifying behavior of the students, or for for developing overall personality of a child, you will find that the school is also equally responsible. Many things are conducted at the school level, just like starting from the morning assembly, you will find that many activities that conducted in the school. School takes the students out of the campus to different field to engage themselves in different social activities, in different you can say what is going on in the society, what is going on in the trade and commerce, in the industry, okay. And school also takes the students to different important historical place, okay, other certain cultural place. So friends, you will find that the children, the students, they shape their behavior both at the first level, that means in the classroom, when discussing with their peers, discussing with their friends, discussing in the groups, at the same time interacting with the teachers. At the same time, they also develop personality at the institutional level, okay, when they come in contact with the senior students, with other teachers, and they participate in different school activities, okay, in seminar, in discussion, in symposia, in workshop, okay, and in different co-scholastic activities. So mostly the scholastic things that conducted within the classroom, and co-scholastic activities that conducted within the institute. It may be within the school or within the institute or outside the institute also, okay. And the third level that we discuss, that is related to the political force. That means when we discuss about the involvement of the state, okay. So state means here it includes both the government, the state government, at the same time the central government. So mostly you will find that the educational decision making are the are the work of the central government, at the same time the state government. You see, if we discuss about different committees and commissions, the recommendations of different committees and commissions, you can take the example of University Education Commission. You can take the example of National Police and Education 1986, and further the recent development, the very recent development, that is National Education Policy 2020. So it is now, the notification has been done, and now it is in the process of implementation. Very shortly it will be implemented across the country. Okay, so here you see the first educational responsibility of the state or of the third level administration, that is, you can say, the bureaucracy, at the same time the state administration and the second and the central government administration, that is to provide educational funds. Okay, the first is educational funds. If they will not provide adequate educational fund to the institution, then institution cannot grow, the school cannot grow, the universities cannot grow. Okay, so that's why you might have observed that the institution and the higher education institute, the professional bodies, they prepare their budget and they communicate their budget to the government. Okay, and there is a definite system in a democratic country like India. We have a definite system. We have MHRD, or now it is Education Department of the country, and under MSRD you will find the University Grant Commission is there, many national institutions, national universities, colleges, at the same time schools are also there. So what the government does, government provides certain fund to the institutions, annual fund to the institution. That may be at the head of salary of the teachers, for school development of infrastructure, and development of other other types of development of the educational institutions. But here the state government or the central government, they provide fund to the institute. It depends upon the political willpower. It depends upon the political vision towards the development of education. Okay, so you will find that many a time you must have experienced, you must have gone through many news that many institute they are striving for fund. The scarcity, they are facing the scarcity of fund. But similarly, at the same time, we have also experienced that the fund that they are getting from the government, at the institutional level, they are also not utilizing that fund. That fund is also returned to the government unutilized. So friends, here we can discuss two things. One is providing fund for educational development to the institute is the responsibility of the state. At the same time, this is the responsibility of the institute to use the power and judiciously, adequately, whenever there is the requirement, the funds should be utilized. Further, we can discuss about the curriculum and the textbooks. This is the responsibility of the third level administration, that's called as the state government or the central government, to work for developing curriculum in proper time, and to develop the textbooks. We can take the example of NCERT, National Council for Educational Research and Training. NCERT developed the curriculum for the school education. At the same time, it also provides textbooks specially for the central run schools. Okay, state government also developed curriculum for state board students. At the same time, they also develop textbooks curriculum, at the same time develop textbook for state students. So friends, here two things we should discuss, that we can take the example of National Curriculum Framework 2005. Okay, in National Curriculum Framework 2005, you will find that the entire curriculum starting from primary education to till higher secondary education, a conceptual framework has been developed, and on the basis of this conceptual framework, the courses has been developed, and accordingly books have been designed, and books have been printed. At the same time, this curriculum has also adopted by the state government on the line of with the principle and concept of NCF 2005. The state government, they have also designed their curriculum, developed that curriculum, and printed the textbooks. But this is the 15th year after 2005. Another national curriculum framework should come, because a lot of changes that has been experienced over the globe. Okay, so that's why I think a national education policy, this has been notified by the union government. So it is the proper time now, after national education policy, after notification of the national education policy, now it is proper time for another national curriculum framework. Okay, so that's why I think very recently we may get another national curriculum framework for school education for the teachers. So friend, development of curriculum and development of textbook is also the third level work. This is also the work of the state government, at the same time the central government. Okay, so not only the school education, we can also talk about the teacher education. You see, the NCT, National Council for Teacher Education, they develop curriculum. At the same time, they also in line with the school education, they develop the norms and standards for the teachers. What should be the eligibility, and what should be the teacher education curriculum, what should be the syllabi. Accordingly, teachers should be trained. Accordingly, teachers should be educated. Further, another third level force, or that's the work of the central and state government, that is the establishment of universities. You see, in our country at present, we have central universities, we have deemed to be universities, we have state government run universities, that's called as the state universities, we have colleges, okay, and in higher education system. So here you will find that the central universities, the national institutions, regulatory bodies, and the research institutions, state government run research institutions, they are getting fund from the central government. And the state government institutions, just like you can say the state government, even if certain state government run special institute in the field of research, in the field of other areas of education, that also functions. And this is the responsibility of the state government to provide funds to the state run educational institutions. At the same time, the schools also, okay, so funds should be provided to the schools. New universities are getting established time to time. You can take the example of National Knowledge Commission. So it was one of the recommendations of National Knowledge Commission, NKC, in 2009, that many universities, 1,500 new universities should be established in this country, so far as huge population is concerned. And at this time, you will find that many state government, they have increased the number of their universities. Okay, so now you will find that within an adequate distance, you will find that a reachable distance, you will find that students are getting a college and getting an university for continuing their higher education. At the same time, this is the responsibility of the state to provide, to establish the school. At the same time, to provide adequate fund to the school for proper running, proper functioning of the school. Then we can also talk about at the school level, the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan for universalization of elementary education and education for all. But friends, now many things have changed in education so far as the educational development of India is concerned. Now we are talking about Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, that subsumes 3 earlier schemes, that you can say your Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, at the same time teacher education. Okay, school education is related with the teacher education. So that's why, friends, this is another thing, how the state government at the third level and the central government provide fund, and how the development of education depends upon the willpower and depend upon the involvement of the third level involvement. That means the involvement of the state administration, at the same time the central educational administration. So friends, this is the first major section of this unit, and in our next program we will discuss about policy related decision making and educational operations. Thank you.